Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, guys, to my Love Island season 6, Love Island USA, season 6, episode 7, recap and review. We are back, and this show is crazy. Woo! Drama loading. Drama in a good way, though. I'm saying I really like the show so far. Um, another Rachel saying it here. Another great episode. This was crazy, but another great episode. It's sad because I want to like kind of be on somebody's side here, but I feel like I'm gonna have to be fair and balanced. That as much as the girls are in the right in their feelings in some ways, they are also in the wrong in their feelings. Okay, so yeah, this has been a crazy, 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 crazy episode. Um, I, I, I really, whoo, I'm, wow. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna discuss and decompress here. Rachel, welcome back, Rachel. Rachel says, I may get my Hakeem and Serena friendship couple because they had a couple cute scenes together. I agree. I saw that. I noted it. We're gonna talk about it. Charlene noticed it too. Welcome back, Charlene. Charlene says, yes, it was a great episode. And oh God, guys, these bombshells. I said it yesterday. They were good bombshells. They're doing what Liv thought she was doing. And personally, I don't think we need Liv. Liv can go home, send her on her flight back to Australia. I think we'll all be happy. Charlene, bomb. Seriously, blew up the villa. Woo! So we do start off with Andrea coming in, and she's saying she's a Latina and she speaks Spanish fluently. They asked her to start speaking Spanish, and she does. And then Aaron hits her with the fluent Spanish back, and everybody is blown away. Except for, of course, Kyler. Kyler is upset. Welcome back, CJ. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. Nicole lives in Sacramento, we find out. And we find out that she is no, we knew she was in medical sales. We find out that Andrea is a personal trainer. Prishay is here. Welcome back, Prishay. Kendall is like, both girls are stunning and the definition of bombshell, period. I agree. Liv asks, what are you looking for to Andrea? She says a boyfriend, a husband. Andrea says that if you know Miami, Nicole says she's never been. Hakeem says, yeah, he knows Miami. Andrea says, yeah, you guys kind of suck, LOL. Liv says, oh, we're going to get along real well. And in my head, I said, hopefully not, because hopefully you will be gone. But she says she wants a real connection. They both say they have a few boys in mind when asked who they're really going for. They're going to chat to everybody, basically. Rob ITMs, it was a good kiss. And that if Andrea has a good personality, he's in trouble because he would have to get to know her. Kendall says he's in trouble. Cordell says she is gorgeous. Rob says that's the most beautiful woman he's ever seen, and she better have a terrible personality again or he's in trouble. The girls all sit down and they ask who's locked in, and Serena says, well, Leah's with Rob and Kyler is with Aaron. They both have strong connections. Leah then raves about Rob. Kyler raves about Aaron. And on the other side, the boys are talking, and they said Kyler was upset when Aaron started speaking Spanish. He said, well, the kiss was good. It would be different if it wasn't. They said, yeah, you kissed her with a smile on your face. Cordell also says he enjoyed his kiss. They basically all said they enjoyed their kisses. Serena is throwing Cordell at them. So I guess she wants to go home is what I wrote. Because why? Let's not do this. Like, I understand you don't want him, girl. But you were doing a little too much with that part of the conversation. Okay? Hannah says that her and Kendall have the same personality, but she knows he's open. The boys talk Hannah's face to Kendall, and he asked, how was it? And they said, not good. And again, they said, that's how you bombshell. And I mean, yeah, that everybody should be quaking in their boots if you bombshell. And not just be tall and blonde with no personality. So, Nicole pulls Kendall to chat, and Hannah is nervous because she says she really likes him. Charlene says she might self-eliminate. Just go get Coy at this point. Yeah, go get Coy, but will Coy be waiting for her? Like I kind of said the same thing. I wonder if she regrets not getting to know Coy and keeping Coy in the villa. But it's like, yeah, he's saying now that he would get to know you, but will he actually outside of the villa get to know you? Or like, will he be actually wasting your time or ignore you when you get out? We've seen that happen a lot of times. The person comes out and says, oh, I didn't get to really explore this with this person, and that person had been saying before when they got eliminated, oh yeah, I wanted to get to know this person, and then the person comes out and they ignore them. So I don't believe anything Akoi says. If she follows that, good luck to Serena. Danita says, hey, y'all, what an episode. What an episode. TA is here. Hey, Tamika and everybody. Rachel says, yeah, Serena is sabotaging herself. Like, girl, be quiet. Like, really, really be quiet. Like, I was fine with a lot of the other stuff that she said later on in the episode, but that part pissed me off because that was so unnecessary. And I don't know if she was throwing shade because, they Ariana did point out that they had been watching. So maybe she thinks that they went after him because of who his brother is. But I feel like Cordell has a good head on his shoulders, so he could tell and disseminate if somebody is just there because they like him for his brother, personally. Danita says, I feel like Serena's acting like a boy bombshell is officially coming in tomorrow, but girl, find a way to stay in the villa with the guys in there now. Agreed. I do think that she sees that, and I hope that she's trying to make some traction with Hakeem. We're going to talk about it. So we do see Hannah tell Liv that she needs to that she really likes him, and Liv says you really need to tell him that. But also, don't worry, because at this point, what will be will be. So Kendall does talk to Nicole. Apparently he lost his virginity at 20. Says that he just thought that his first girlfriend was going to be his only girlfriend, and then his first wife. And Nicole is like, wow, that's crazy. Like that he felt like that. She thinks that that is attractive. He then asks when she, because she kind of made fun of him a little bit. Then she did ask when he did does ask her when does she lose her virginity, and she says, well, maybe I'll tell you later. And he's like, oh, come on. Hannah is watching with Liv, and she is concerned. She feels like he will choose Nicole over her because he feels like that she is more of the type of girl he would go for. Yeah. Liv says, well, why do you think that? What does she have that you don't? And Hannah kind of switches up and says, yeah, you're right. I'm a bad bitch. But Hannah says that that's just what she's used to. Men like him say they will choose her, and then they don't, and then they go for somebody else. But is that happening, Hannah, because you are technically self-sabotaging yourself? You are not thinking outside of yourself to understand what these other men are feeling. You are a little bit self-centered about what's going on with you, and also maybe not taking everything as seriously as you maybe should if you want to progress in a relationship. That's just my thoughts. Hannah messed up. Like, if you notice watching this episode, they didn't even really give us her reaction. They gave us mostly Leah and Kyler's reaction, because even though Kyler messed up, it was portrayed how much she really liked Aaron. With Hannah, it just felt like she was playing around, and so now it just kind of feels like both in the edit and both from what we saw, with how Kendall is feeling, Hannah doesn't really have a leg to stand up on in the complaint department. So we do see Nicole mentions the challenge. So yeah, they were watching, and how he made up for it and how many people he slept with. And she feels like he just, wow, moved really fast because you started at 20 and then you went to 27 women. And Kendall ITMs that, chatting with Nicole was a breath of fresh air because talking to Hannah and all the conversations were too serious. And I'm just like, well, you're the one who said you're coming in here for a relationship. So you should be trying to have serious conversations. Why would you not have serious conversations with somebody that you supposedly want to get to know to progress into an actual relationship outside the villa? So, like, you can't have it both ways here, Kendall. You can't say that Hannah was too serious, but Kendall is like, Nicole is like a breath of fresh air because it's so new and easy. Easy does not make someone progress into a relationship at all. Rachel says, agreed. We never see Hannah and Kendall together. He's always with the trio. Yeah. And she's always talking to one of the other girls. So I think that, and even when Serena was pointing out the couples that were like the, strongest couples, not one person said Hannah and him. Nobody said, well, yeah, and Hannah and Kendall. So not looking too good for her. Andrea pulls Aaron, and then they go up to Soul Ties. And again, why I don't like the placement of Soul Ties here, because people keep using Soul Ties should be a place of intimacy. So that should not be the first place you take a girl or a guy. But these people are just taking everybody up to Soul Ties. It's like blasphemy. Taking up somebody to Soul Ties is crazy. Like, let's not do this. So she does ask him how he knows Spanish, and he says it's because he was born in Spain. He was very fluent in Spanish, but he has lived outside of Spain for the longest time now. And so he is losing a lot of his Spanish fluency. So he's really excited that she is coming here for him to learn Spanish. So he's excited that they'll be able to speak Spanish because then he'll build back up his fluency. Um, and so he does ask her about her family, and she says, "Well, yeah, her family is her mom is Colombian, I believe, and her dad is Cuban, and she was born in Florida." She says that they are really close, and that he is her family is all really close though. And he says he loves that he has never been to the States, but he loves that her family is close, and that they do everything together. Rachel points out something here that I didn't even think about, but also fair point. We learned more about Aaron today than we've learned this whole entire week in his time with Kaylor. Absolutely. I definitely learned so much more about him in the little minute conversations he's having with Andrea, which is crazy. Danita says it's like the UK's hideaway being open for the islanders to just chit chat. It's supposed to be an intimate place. Exactly. Like, it's just so blasphemous. Blasphemous. Have we seen the hideaway this season? No. Like, they didn't preview the hideaway, did they? No. Did we even know he could speak Spanish? No. And I watched him on a whole season of Traders. I don't remember him saying anything about him being able to speak Spanish, let alone that he was born in Spain. So, like, just so much new information here. So she says she likes his eyes, and he says she's his type, which we knew, like blonde hair, of course. He said she's just missing the golden retriever, but she says, "Hey, listen, we'll adopt one together." Kyler is freaking out, as we knew she would, because it's Kyler. Mackenzie 2.0. She says she's Hi, Haley. Woohoo! So happy to catch you live. Welcome. So glad you could catch me live too. Haven't watched the show yet. Well, listen, chat away and then you could catch up on the show later. So Janae does try to reassure her, and we do see Aaron tell Andrea that Kyler keeps getting to know other guys. So he's just said yesterday he's going to keep his option open. And then Nicole and Andrea walked in. Janae still kind of is reassuring Kyler and saying, again, you guys have a strong connection. And they did. I really think if Kyler hadn't done what she did in that challenge, or if she did what she did and had a conversation prior to, I think we wouldn't be in this spot. Not to say he wouldn't entertain Andrea. I just feel like he wouldn't be like door swung open, right? So yeah, I hate to say it's like kind of her fault, but it's really kind of her fault. TA says yes, Kyler was melting down the whole episode, the entire episode. It's like there was no, like, she just knew that she had no standing. Denise says we knew Kyler was gonna freak out when she went to go put sweatpants on. That is hilarious. Oh my god, so bad. So then next we see Andrea pull Rob, and Leah asks Serena to watch them across the villa. Rob blindfolds himself during the chat. And I find this whole blindfolding thing so ironic because is it that these girls keep telling him how like intense his eye contact is? Is it the eye contact, guys, that Rob is giving that is making these girls like insist that he has turned his head? um find out at 11 because he tried to blindfold himself here, and it was like odd to me. And then Andrea makes him take the blindfold off. It's like, I want eye contact. um Kendall comes over and sits with Leah and Serena, and they ask what could they be talking about, and he says he's not sure because they've been over there a minute. So he not only was he over there blindfolded chatting to her, but he was over there blindfolded chatting to her for like a hot second on this. So it was a lot. um Leah says, yeah, he says he doesn't even like blondes. And we had this conversation, I think we had it here, about him liking blondes. He has, again, said multiple times he didn't like blondes. But, although, again, he did not give Liv anything. I'm not giving him Liv. I'm sorry. I refuse to entertain anything about the Liv conversation. But we did see he went through this with Carmen, and he like, stop saying you have a type. Then stop saying that you're not into blondes, because you went for Carmen last season, and now it's clear that you like Andrea. So you don't not like blondes, Rob, and that's okay. But stop saying that you don't like blondes. Okay, thank you. Haley says the whole blindfold and handcuff thing was silly to begin with. They really wanted to force a moment out of it. Yeah, like I said, I think they were trying to go a little beady. I keep saying this wrong. You know what I'm trying to say. They were trying to go a little sexy and provocative. When at the end of the day, it didn't end up being that way. But I did like the fact that some people were blindfolded so they didn't know what was going on. Some people weren't, so that they could give them the tea. I thought that was cute and funny. So she's also rolling her eyes and getting upset. Like, they keep laughing over there. And Janae said, well, Rob's a funny guy. And Leah says, no, he's not. Listen, I'm going to say, in some respects, I felt so bad for Leah in this situation, but also she was making it actually hella funny. Because she was literally melting down, and then she was being confrontational, and then she was being sarcastic, and then she was being like just her facial expressions were wild and hilarious. And so I hate to cry to laugh at somebody's pain, but also she was funny in this entire episode. Sorry, guys. Hate me if you want to, but it was funny. Rob and Andrea chat, and they both apparently like to write. Andrea says she likes to dance. He doesn't like to dance. Like, we know this. He's a regular old little country boy. He just, he likes creative endeavors, but he likes his wildlife. He's not into the regular stuff that some of these guys are into. She says she hasn't had a boyfriend since high school. Leah's getting upset. She says, oh, that's it. I'm going to be making him breakfast tomorrow. And again, everybody tries to reassure her that, like, he's not going to go for her. It's okay. Y'all have a great connection. But Robs does say to Andrea, door is open. It would take a lot, but the door is open. And he ITMs. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. TA points out here, seems like Rob may form a connection with a girl's personality along with the girl's physical appearance, maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Stop saying that you're into blondes, because you're not into blondes. I mean that you're not into blondes because you're into blondes as long as she has a great personality, which fair, right? But that's why I personally, you know, for the most part, stop going and saying, "Oh, the person has to look like this, and this." Go for personality because you seem to really like personality. Or also he also seems to like someone who has a lot of commonalities and things that he likes. These two, Andrea and him, seem to have a lot more commonalities than him and Liv ever had. Um, I don't actually know, other than a connection, what him and Leah have in common. Also, bringing up how, we learned a lot about Aaron in this episode. What does I think we started learning some more about Rob, but I don't know what is connecting other than instant chemistry. What commonalities are keeping him and Leah together? So that's also a thought. V said, I need Leah to not be too comfortable and be open to other guys than Rob. Yeah, like we're gonna see I we'll talk about it later, but she gets upset at him about something and I'm just like, but kind of, this is why I'm saying I can't be just on the girl side because these are decisions you guys are making and it's affecting your own experience. So I can't then just say, well, it's the guy's fault because you did this to yourself. So, um, Aaron comes and he comforts Leah, saying Rob is still very much into her. Nicole and Cordell chat and says that he was shocked when she kissed him. He asks her nationality. She says she's Filipino, German, and French. He freaks out at the she freaks out at the bug and he says, yeah, there's a lot of those, so you're gonna have to swat them away. And she's like, no, I don't like bugs. And he's like, well, if one crawls on me too, I might be out here squealing. She says she wants to see that. um she asks if he's still in school and he says yes. So now we find out that he is still in school, but he also is a model. She says, oh, I don't know what to do, like I can't take a guy being prettier than me. And he's like, oh well, you're fine as fuck. So uh yeah, I mean, apparently he has her name tattooed on him because his aunt's name was Nicole, or is Nicole. He didn't show it to her because it would be weird. And I just thought that was both cute and also good decision, Cordell. I like Cordell, guys. I do. Do I like him with Nicole? I'm concerned, and we'll talk about it. I'm concerned. Aaron, Leah, and Kendall ask Serena how she feels. And this is the part of it where I felt like I understand what she's saying here, and I kind of agree with her, but I also need her not to be mean about Cordell. So she says she's fine. She's feeling good. She's a real ass bitch. So she didn't want to carry on knowing that she didn't feel something with him, and that none of the other guys would be open to getting to know her if she was with him. So now she's single, and she understood that risk. And I I was like, I fully understand what she's saying here. Hopefully that means that as much as she wants a guy to pursue her, she is getting to know and pursuing the other guys to see if she has any interest in any of them, or she's just okay with going home. I just don't want her to be mean to Cordell. And it felt like what she was saying to the girls was a little mean because he's not done anything to you. Like, I could understand if she was like Hannah and had coupled up with Hakeem and he was being nasty to her, and so then she deaded the situation and it's like, yeah, you can have him. That's what you do when somebody's been not nice to you. There's no reason for her to do that to Cordell. So there's that. Cordell asks, how was the kiss for Nicole? And she says she liked it, but she was really nervous. He says he could tell, but he also thought the kiss was really good. Kyler and Aaron chat, and he does tell her that the conversation was good. She said it was hard seeing him with someone else and laughing. Yes, remember that the next time you decide to kiss every bombshell that walks in, if you're still here, Kyler. She ITMs, if they connect on a higher level than them, well, then they deserve a reward. I mean, y'all connection is a week old, not like a month old or like, week years old. So it's also possible that he could connect with her on a higher level, girl. So you might want to keep that in mind. Says that he says that he won't do anything to hurt her. Yeah. Foreshadowing. Leah and Rob chat, and he says that she shouldn't worry until he says so. They have something good. It would not be crazy. It would have to be crazy in order for Andrea to get between them. So we do see that the girls are getting ready to go to bed, and they say they are concerned. Kyler was laying down. She had a migraine. Aaron tells the boys that he tried to reassure Kyler. Andrea says that when Aaron started speaking Spanish, it was so hot. Kendall says that it was easy to talk to Nicole. And Nicole says the same thing about Kendall. Very easy to talk to him. Andrea says she's going to chat to all the guys tomorrow. And so it's lights out, and we do see Connor and Janae cuddle. Kyler and Aaron. Well, Kyler cuddles Aaron. I didn't know if it was more of a Kyler, like a mutual cuddle, or Kyler was just trying to like mark her territory there, guys. Leah and Rob make out and cuddle. And at first I was like, are they making out? But it felt like a make out. And then later she does say, well, we were making out all night. And I was like, okay, so I did read that right. Let's see where your comments. This is so funny. Haley says that is so funny. I can't imagine the horror of coincidentally having a tattoo of somebody somebody's name you're talking to. Yeah, that's so funny. Shawnee says, oh no, I think it was this one. I was laughing too, and Cordell was laughing and smiling more. Haley, yeah, I thought it was cute. Again, like I really like Cordell's personality. I know he's young, but it's just so kind of just infectious. Hakeem picks up Serena when they wake up in the morning, and I was like, yes, the agenda is agending, guys. They work out a bit. And I didn't really see him talking to Liv. And after Liv's comment the night before about him in Miami, I'm just like, ooh, is there an opening, guys? Is our agenda working? We will find out. I'm hoping. The new girls say they slept good. But again, Kyler is upset. She really likes Aaron. We do see Andrea going to talk to the boys as they work out. And she pulls Connor for a chat. And again, I will be very sad if we lose our Villa trio, because this entire scene with them was absolutely hilarious. So the Villa trio is watching, and Janae is asking, why would she pull him first? Like, don't she know we together? What's that about? and they're kind of talking, and Janae's like, "Shush! I'm trying to listen to what they're saying." And Connor says, it takes a lot to come in here the way they did to Andrea. It's hard to know what your type is go when you get into here. And she said, and he says it's cool that she's a personal trainer. And Janae says, should I do some sexy stretches to distract him? And I was dying laughing, guys. That, like, I love it. I actually, this is the energy I need women to be on. Like, I'm not like, were you talking to somebody? I barely noticed. I was just over here stretching, and Leah's like, yeah, go ahead. And then she does, and Leah gives her the play by play. Oh well, he's not really watching you, but he's not really looking at her. Oh wait, no, now he's watching you. And so after he starts actually watching Janae stretch, he says, well, I don't really have a type. He's like, he's asking her who she's feeling. And she says, well, yeah, Aaron and Rob. And she comments, oh, you and Janae are going strong. And he's like, yeah, it would take a lot for me to switch. And I bowled over. I was like, that is exactly how you have to play this, right? Because Andrea walks over to Janae and she basically says, yeah, he's like in love with you. And so absolutely, I can't lose my Villa Trio because I need more of this. Just funny because then uh what did you call it? Leah hears this and she gets pissed. She's like, wait, I have a bone to pick with you. And Rob comes over, with me? And she's like, yeah, you. Um every time a bombshell comes to like Connor or Aaron, they come back to the other girls and say, yeah, he's in love with you. But with us, they look at me like I'm stupid as fuck. And at first at first I felt like fine, but now I'm annoyed. I feel like maybe he doesn't even really like me, which I don't think he doesn't not like Leah, to be fair. I just think that he doesn't he can't help himself, and he needs to help himself. Haley says, Queens supporting Queens, we love it. Absolutely love it. And Danita says, gold star for Connor. Yeah, see, so many people side-eyeing Connor. Side-eye him when he gets to Casa Amor. Okay? Don't side-eye him here. He's doing good so far. We're proud of him. Keep it going, Connor. Stay on code. And she chats to Rob and she again reiterates this to him. And he says, well, if I'm going to choose her over you, I would tell you. And she says, that's mean. Mind you, I don't feel like it's mean. And he says, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be honest. If I'm interested in her, I will let you know, but she's not you. And he says, but I am, he's like, if he says, I'm interested in her, but she's not you. Sorry, didn't say that correctly. And then he ITM's like, oh, I think Leah's okay. I hope she doesn't overthink this. And I'm like, Rob, you're not paying attention. Did his mind get blown when Andrea walked into the villa? We will have to find out, because what is he not seeing about the fact that the girl is melting down? I mean, she's telling him she's melting down, and he's like not paying attention to the fact that she is melting down. My thoughts on Rob on this is he's not necessarily wrong. This is Love Island. You should get to know other people. You guys have been in the villa for a week. He should not have made it seem like Leah was the only person he intended on getting to know. I think that's where he went wrong, because I feel like that's what he's been portraying to her. Um, and that's not actually the case. He was never going to not get to know anybody else. He was always going to give everybody an open field, especially if they are his personality type, I guess, because I don't know, it's not giving physical type. So this is another thing that was absolutely hilarious this episode. Leah and Janae go into the kitchen to cook for their men, but then the Love Island gods was like, oh wait, no, hold on 1 second, girls, don't even do that. Love Island gods means production, guys. And they sent a text. Janina said production heard Leah say she was going to cook for Rob. Was like, no, 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 no. It was so mean. She's like, they hate me. I said, yeah, they not trying to really help you out here, girl. They want you to spin. And you're letting them win on that one. You are spinning, 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 spinning. But yeah, they did that on purpose, because they saw the refrigerator doors opening, and they saw them talk about they go keep their men, and they were like, nope, sorry. Well, one of you can keep them, but the other one will not. So it says, text says, Andrea and Nicole, you are going on a date. Choose 2 men to leave the villa with. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. And so we do see that Nicole chooses Cordell. And of course, Andrea chooses Rob. And Leah is pissed. And she, she's wrongfully pissed at Andrea, because she's like, you heard us making out all night and you still picked him. Well, girl, why were you making out with him all night if he was interested in another girl? That's your fault, not hers. Why you mad at her? Cordell is, again, Nicole is bad as fuck. And Nicole says that if Cordell kisses her, she tells this to the girls in the makeup room, she will have to kiss him back. Ooh. Sorry, guys. Rob says that he's all of a sudden into crochet because Andrea walks out in a full crochet outfit. And I'm like, really, Rob? Crochet? Really? Rob Rob then holds her hand in front of Leah. In fact, all 4 of them were holding hands, but Cordell is single, guys. So he can do whatever he wants to. And as TA said here, she's glad that Cordell got to go. She says, I'm glad Cordell got to go on a date with Nicole. He seemed to have a good time at least. And Charlene agrees. He is getting some of the Love Island experience. Absolutely. I'm happy for him because I think he needed it. Even if she does not pick him, I think it builds back up his confidence. And we know that boys do choose, so he's still going to be in the villa, guys. But I think this helped to build him back up. But yeah. So Rob holding hands with Andrea, though. Wow. To me, holding hands is a lot. A lot. Especially when you have another connection in the villa. And they keep holding hands as they walk down the beach. So, not good. Leah's pissed. Here, she's rightfully pissed. Cordell does tell Nicole he's excited she picked him for the date. Um, Andrea asks Rob if he ever modeled. He says no. Leah and Kendall chat, and she asks Kendall, does he think that Andrea is prettier than her? And Kendall tries to reassure her about the situation, um, kind of telling her what she wants to hear, but also not really telling her what she wants to hear. And then we kind of go back and forth to the date. We see Cordell asking Nicole what she's looking for. And they kind of bond on having a competitive nature, liking to play games. Um, uh, I mean, I didn't hate their conversation. I will say that. Um, Rob asks Andrea, did she crochet the outfit? And I'm like, really, Rob? Really? And she says, well, she likes creative endeavors. Music is her passion. He does say he likes creativity in a person. And she says that he looks at her so deep. And she says very clearly, I'm very interested in you. CJ points out, Rob also thinks he's single. Leah doesn't. Fair. I mean, fair. That's what it feels like. Connor and Kendall chat, and Connor says he wants Hannah to be happy, and Kendall says same, and he's talking about their connection and how it started, and he gets a text. Kendall, ready for round 2. Don't keep me waiting. Nicole, Hannah is upset. But we don't actually like really hear from her. They just show her being upset. The producers are like, "Whoop, sorry, Hannah." Kyler won't let Aaron move because she is sure that he's getting the next text. And sure enough, his phone goes off, and it says, "Let's pick up where we left off. Join me for my second date, Andrea." And then Kyler is quickly booing him and booing the text, and she's very upset. She's freaking out. She says, "Oh, she's from Miami. I'm from the sticks in PA, blah, 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 blah." And really, truly, we're listening to Kendall and Aaron, and they're both like, we're about to make these girls sweat. They're very excited to make both of these girls sweat while they get the pick of the litter for once. So Aaron leaves, and he doesn't say goodbye to Kyler, which is crazy. Actually crazy. She's upset about that. She absolutely has a right to be upset about that. You reassure your connection before you go on a date. That is the Love Island way. If you don't do that, that means you don't care. And now we've got to side-eye you. Cordell and Nicole continue chatting, and she wasn't sure if he liked her the night before. Says he's hard to read. He says, well, he does. And she says, well, I can tell now. And he says he loved the kiss. And she said, you loved the kiss. And he says, well, yeah, it was very good. And he would do it again when the time is right. And they agreed that the time is right now, and they kiss. Danita points out something here that I don't think any of us, because we know that they watched Big Challenge. Danita says, I fear Nicole sees NFL games and money when she sees Cordell. Absolutely positive. Absolutely positive. So I'm not above side-eyeing her just a little bit. Just a little bit, until we see that that's not what she's into him for. So there's that. Rob and Andrea chatting. He says he's really interested in her. He's still very much into Leah. And they continue chatting and agree that if her phone lands on Andrea, um, they will kiss, and it does, and they kiss, and everyone in that foursome agrees they will keep that to themselves and allow him to tell Leah. Danita also points out, I did not mention it. She did mention to Kendall that she was big in her into football, and that her father played college ball. So yeah. So Kendall and Aaron arrive, and Kendall says he was a nerd, and him and Nicole bond over Marvel and video games. Did anybody else think it was ironic that it seems like for Kendall and Nicole, they bond over very similar things to her and Cordell, though? So is she are they all just very either into the same things? Because Kendall and Cordell said they're like best friends in the villa, and they were like bonding over having a getting to do certain things together. So is it possible that they're just have the same similar interests? That's something to think about. Aaron and Andrea chat, and they love that they can speak Spanish. He can communicate with her family, and they do talk. With Aaron, all conversations turn serious, so they do talk kids and settling down, and they like he says he wants to adopt or foster children so that he can help them out. I really do like Aaron. I really do believe that he is looking for something serious. I think though he's going about things the wrong way. I can't tell if he's just being petty right now and just trying to get back to Kyler, but he will ultimately choose her if he gets the choice. So there's that. Not sure yet. Charlene says, and Cordell will find out that out since he has ghosted a lot of women, bring someone whose family has money. Yeah, I mean, again, I think I said this last night in my recap. I do feel like we're just going to have to allow Cordell, though, his journey. He will figure out who these women are. He seems to have a good head on his shoulder. He seems to be pretty mature. I think he will suss out if these women are just there for his money or his brother. And he seems to have gotten this far with that and done a good job, with that, considering like his low body count and his I just feel like he does have a good head on his shoulders, so he'll figure it out. We of course as an audience are gonna side eye some of these women because yeah, they will take advantage of them. They will try. We just have to wait and see, but I feel like he'll suss it out. But Nicole and Kendall talk, and it turns to where is he with Hannah, and he does point out, like I said, Hannah dropped the ball, and he wants a partner that will take their partner into consideration. And I said that yesterday, that was where she went wrong. She did not take his feelings into consideration, which gave him the leg up to do exactly what he's doing today. They kiss, and Aaron and Andrea chatting. He says he's very open to her, and they kiss. And so Rob and Cordell get back to the villa and they chat to Connor. And Cordell says it was a great date. He wants to get to know her so much more, but he knows that he can never be sure because he'll have to see how the other dates are and what will happen moving forward. Rob tells Connor he kissed Andrea and that he doesn't know what to do because he needs to tell Leah. Cordell kind of says, well, maybe hold off on telling her that right now. But they do agree that she does need to get told. He ITMs how screwed he is. Well, kind of guy, you should have thought of that before you kissed her. I don't agree with him kissing Andrea on the date. I'm sorry. That's, I have to be fair. If it was the other way around, I would agree with him being upset. I don't agree with him kissing Andrea on the date. Not without telling Leah how strongly he feels about her. That was his bad. Janae says, Andrea has boy, she went, and Janae points out how Andrea has gone for the boys with the strongest connections in the villa, and that takes balls. Kyler again says she's worried. And how much she misses Aaron. And then just at that point, Kendall and Aaron come back with Andrea and Nicole. And they all chat about their dates. Aaron and Kendall, Cordell, and Rob with the boys, and Nicole and Andrea chat to each other. Nicole says she really liked Cordell's kiss, but even better, she liked the connection that they had. Andrea says that that's how she felt with Rob, that they just had a strong connection. Kendall thinks he and Nicole have a good thing, and he feels like he is in trouble because he thinks that they might be it. And Aaron says that he kissed Andrea because it felt right, and he's ITM says it sucks to like two girls at the same time. Do you like her, Aaron? I really didn't get if he was liking her or if this was like a tit for tat situation. Again, just like I'm not really sure about Nicole's connection with Cordell, and I would have to kind of see how that develops if I feel like in the next episode that it's real and it's something that's actually going to be pursued. I will reserve judgment, but yeah, those two connections I'm not sure about. Andrea said that Aaron kissed her, which he said he did kiss her. But she thinks that he would leave her for Kyler at this point in time. I'm not sure about that, but probably. I think it because her connections right now are Rob and Aaron, and I think of the two, I do think Aaron probably at this point would jump ship quicker than Rob because I don't think that Aaron is happy with Kyler and what she did. Even if it's just to eventually go back to her. But Andrea says she feels the connection with Rob is stronger, but he's so locked in with Leah. And what I don't understand is how can you feel like your connection with Rob is strong, but he's locked in with somebody else? And I need somebody to explain to me because at this point, you can't think he's that locked into Leah unless you're talking about physical because they were making out, but you still don't seem to care about that because you knew they were making out and then you still chose him for the date. So I don't like, Andrea is setting herself up, I feel like, for a world of hurt because if he is as conflicted with Leah and her, he will probably choose Leah and she's going to get burnt. So next time we see Leah confronting Rob, I guess she found out about the kiss, calls him a fucking liar. He says he really likes her. She says she wasted her time here with him, or with only him. He gets upset. She cries to Serena. She's embarrassed. Now, this is my thing. We'll discuss it more tomorrow when we hear the full conversations, but Leah, it is nobody's fault that you focused on Rob and Rob only. Nobody else's fault. You coupled up with him from the heart and you refused, even when another girl came in, you refused to get to know anybody. Two guys came in for you and you kind of refuse to give them the time of day. I think Hakeem liked you, and you said, "Oh, he's not Rob." Well, yeah, that's the point. So that's on you. TA agrees with me. Rob should not have kissed Andrea on the date. Rob is sneaky when he does things and then acts surprised later. Haley says, not too much on my girl Leah. She can do no wrong. Listen, I'm going to be, as I said this at the beginning, you might have missed it. I said I'm going to be fair and balanced, because when it's time to give these men the smoke, I'm going to give these men the smoke. Hallie says she doesn't want her to get hurt. I don't want Leah to get hurt either, and I also don't want her to leave. So I wish she had gotten to know somebody else, because then I wouldn't be as concerned, because she would have another connection here. But she's setting herself up to get hurt, because she is not providing herself with the full Love Island experience. And I get it. Like, we are all, women do it a lot. We just see, a lot of times we see what we want, but sometimes it's not even what we want, because sometimes it's literally the opposite of what we want. And it's more like, oh, we see the connection, we see what it could be, we see what the experience feels like, and we get stuck on that instead of opening ourselves up to the potential of other possibilities. That is what Leah did. So she screwed up her own experience, not Rob. Where Rob was wrong was saying that he is only locked into Leah, and that there's not a potential for him to get someone else to open the door. That's where Rob is wrong. And also Rob is wrong for kissing Andrea on the date. He shouldn't have done that. TA agrees. Leah became territorial with Rob on day one, and that is her fault. I mean, that's it, period. I don't know what to tell her otherwise. So, all right, guys, unless you have any further comments or concerns, we're going to end this here. We will be back tomorrow, and then we have a break on Wednesday. V says, I'm scared Leah may be following a KK Mimi route. Well, I mean, Mimi hasn't done anything other than stole Ayo back. I'm hoping that she literally dumps him, personally. But yeah, I mean, KK is the poster child right now for what never to do on Love Island. But also they had I don't know. They had a good connection. I feel bad about the KK situation. I love my girl KK. She also can do no wrong. And even though she did wrong. Danita says, didn't Nicole say she was going to talk to all the guys? We never saw any other combos because they meant nothing. Which bodes well for us, because I am hopeful that at least 2 out of 3 of our trio will be saved, because hopefully Hakeem will save Serena and dump Liv. We can all cross our fingers for that one. Let's cross our fingers that that's what we get. TA says this was fun. Thanks to Mika. Rachel says thanks for the review. CJ says thanks, Mika. And Charlene says thanks, Mika. Haley says, I'm excited to tune in after this. USA is really overtaking this UK season for me, I think. That is where I'm at right now. I'm still covering both. I cover Love Island UK on Reality Realness with 3 S's with Chantel. And even though I am still locked in and watching, this season of USA is still eating over that for me. So thank you guys. Make sure that you are following me everywhere on Entertainment and Color. And we will be back tomorrow to discuss this episode. And I'll also be back tomorrow to discuss Love Island UK. So listen, guys, I'm in. I'm excited to see where this goes. I want to know what's going to happen. So love you guys. I will see you next time.